This is the new Audi A8 Facelift, and you can see here the welcome light show here, because standard will be matrix LED. These are the optional digital matrix lights, and they have more high beam functionality and so on. Here in the front grille you can see really wide, very massive. It's even a little bit wider in the lower part and more chrome accentuations, and these new vertical chrome fins in there. So actually they said the A8 looked too sporty, so they made it more elegant now. Also the headlamps have a new form. They're basically, let's say, cut in here in this way, a little bit wider like this. So indeed this is less sporty but more elegant. I found the so far design actually a little bit better. What about you? However, if you then want to have it sporty again, there is now also an S-Line package available for the exterior for the first time. It wasn't available before. And then, for example, the front grille is in the sporty style, also in a little bit darker shade. You have joined me, Thomas, on Autogefuehl, and glad you joined because we have the A8 L today, the long wheelbase version, which is the predominant version for the A8. 60% of all A8 are sold in China and US, Canada, China, all markets with the long wheelbase version. In Europe, especially in Germany, we still get the short wheelbase version. However, wheels come from 18 to 21 inch wheels. These are the biggest ones, really massive in the styling. Interesting that they now have the bumper again in a sportier way, because this is the former bumper from the Audi S8. The S8 is also still available with this version here. Then we have two dropping lines from the design. One is on the height of the door handle. Technology-wise, the air suspension is standard, and optionally you can get the predictive air suspension. It kind of can suck in speed bumps, so the car stays upright and just the suspension is moving because the camera foresees what's happening on the road. Also the roll is being reduced, so less G-force than for the pedestrians. Really impressive technology. Here in the rear you now get OLED in the highest LED trim. The light signature all the way across the vehicle, new signature, and also individually to be chosen. I'll soon show you that there's also a different signature, and the S8 will get a third different signature. Very interesting. Then a clean design in the lower part, once again with a lot of chrome accentuations, and it also now gets a proximity light, so when you're getting closer to the car that the light signature changes, like, hey, you're getting too close to me. Now I'm on the inside, and I'll switch from the auto to the dynamic mode. You can see how the light signature is switching. Basically everyone from the outside can see when you are in the sporty driving mode. Yeah, like, you know, inverted, like outside and inside. Another technology highlight is the rear axle steering, so the rear wheels turn in the opposite direction than the front wheels. This kind of fakes a shorter wheelbase. It's standard, by the way, for the S8 model. At least $100,000 or euros for the A8, and then 150K for the S8. But what do you do with all the money that you have left then? Well, store it in the trunk or for the, you know, your gold or whatever. Here, the width is a meter or 40 inches, and the length here a little bit more, like 115. It's about 45 inches, and the height here at about 50 centimeters. That's about 20 inches. So yeah, very well usable trunk. I feel a little bit better to be used than in the S-Class, for example, and also very wide opening here. And there's also a ski hatch available. Engine lineup: 3-liter V6 diesel, 286 horsepower, 3-liter V6 petrol, 340 horsepower. That one is also available as a plug-in hybrid. And then here there's the V8, 4-liter V8, either with 460 horsepower or in the S8 with 571 horsepower, then 3.9 seconds in the acceleration figure. All-wheel drive with a rear wheel bias. This is the car key, and then we have the soft closing option here. Aha, magic. Other than that, the door closing sound is also pretty cool. However, there's also this, you know, when you have the soft close, there's, you know, another motor here, of course, and then sometimes when you open the door, it kind of feels like it gets stuck, something, you know, like this. So I prefer the classic door opening and closing way. Am I too old school? I don't know. Then here in the inside of the doors, you now have a new dynamic car option. The microfiber option is really soft, also dampened behind. And here in the bright styling is available, and this is a matte wood decor element we have right here. Then there's the S-Line interior badge, and a rather classic steering wheel, digital instruments, 12.3 inch on the left side. screens on the right side, they are actually unchanged. And of course, comfort is king here in the Audi A8. And in the front, very comfortable seating position. And I've been driving the S8 for like thousands of kilometers motorway run, and it's really super comfortable. So you arrive as fit as you started the journey. 1.86 m or 6'1", still leaves enough headroom, even when you have this one here. It's the version with the panoramic roof. And the cool thing to me is, as I see so many capacitive BS now, here there's a real button, still a real slider for the panoramic roof. And also when you take a look at the steering wheel, we have the normal turning jogs here for the volume, and also here everything clicking sounds, real buttons. I just prefer this generation of vehicles where you still have more buttons to control something. Well, not in the infotainment system. Let's take a look at that. These are the digital instruments, still one of my favorite ones. You can have the map a little bit bigger like this and click through the things, and they're really fast and so on. So I really love them. And then you have the infotainment system, 10.21 in the top and 8.6 in the lower part, and they kind of play together sometimes. The thing is, it's touch only, yes, but it has a kind of easy software. Software has been updated a little bit, and then here you have the temperature control. It is not a real temperature dial, as we know from older Audis or something, but for a touch control, it's fairly easy and has a good overview, actually. You have a button left next to your seat. That's good, because then this menu here pops up. So that's good to have it in a button next to the seat, and then you have different seat massage here already for the front seat. And this is really cool. And here these air cushions, then they pump it up y'all. Then you have a more relaxing ride. Well, and even more important here, the rear seating position here, the chauffeur mode. So first of all, seat heating on now, because it's kind of cold here, close to Helsinki, by the way. All greetings to our fans from Finland. And this is like this, reused oil storage. A lot of metal around us, really cold here. And then I want to test the chauffeur mode here. Press and hold, and then you see here the front seat goes to the front. I will put my shoes off and have a more sleeping or lying position now. It takes a while. These screens here, by the way, they are new bigger screens with new software, also with a nice visualization there. So you see here, this is then the most luxurious mode with the calf rest. Oh, even with some microfiber here. That's cool. That's the way. And you really have to be an expert here with the rear control unit. So here, when I activate this option, then I can move the front seat even more forward. And then this is really cool. And this is also actually more space than in the S-Class. Now I can really stretch my legs with 1.86 m or 6'1", and that is really astonishing. So hardly ever had that. So this is then really also fitting to my size exactly. That's pretty fancy. And even more so, we have the massage functions here. So massage here either for the left or for the right. So you really have to watch closely which seat you are picking here. And then, for example, we can start a wave massage here for the back seats where I'm sitting, or for my cameraman. I'll switch to the other side. And even more, but then once again, it's a little bit tricky. Go to the massage, then right side, and then pick the front seat from here. And then you can pick the foot massage. So the area in the front can be heated, and you can also have a foot massage as well. So now I feel kind of like the back part of the seat is moving, and at the same time I also can activate a heating for that one. That is really, really fancy. So this one here is the heating for your feet. Really fancy function. Oh, and what's even fancier about here, you can pick the shoe size right here. L, M or S. Yeah, definitely L for me. So then it covers a wider area. It's really hard to see, maybe here from the side. So at the moment it's a little bit wider here in the down part, and it goes in waves or in circles. So this is here a little bit wider at the moment. Here it's a little bit closer. It's really hard to see on camera, but it really moves here, this back part, and it's a very nice, comfortable function. Well, I think I'll spend the rest of the time adjusting the seats here and so on. So now I have the foot massage activated, the foot heating. The seat massage itself, by the way, when I activate seat cooling or so, that is also possible at the same time with the seat heating. So when there's like a rainy winter day or something, when my clothes are wet or something, this is also possible. And it's super, super relaxing here. Also very soft head restraint and so on. The only thing that is missing is animal skin alternative. They do not offer anything like this yet. So they need to offer sustainable, high-grade leatherette surfaces that you still have the very same experience, but that the material is not taken from animals and no cruelty is involved. Audi has to work on that. So far they are ignoring this for the A8 segment. But the comfort is really good. You can, by the way, also get a through bench still here in the rear. That's still possible. Here you saw, this is then the split here with this middle console. You can also put that up here because behind we also have some tables, so if you want to work with your laptop or something, or enjoy some. No, you shouldn't eat in the car, right? Well, maybe in Corona times if you have a good date or something, but then with towels or something to protect the vehicles. But usually no food in the car. So, but there's also like this, there's this rubber pad here, so that your laptop doesn't fall down. So this is, I think, a very clever idea that they thought of that. So this is definitely a good workspace here in the rear and place to enjoy and relax. The main reason why you would go for the A8. Now the question is, S-Class, 7 Series, A8. The S-Class has very, very comfortable seats here in the rear. To me, the function is really cool here that you also have this foot massage and that you can put the seat even a little bit more forward. I did not have this option in the S-Class, so yeah, I mean, they really come very close, definitely. A8 and 7 Series are more fun to drive yourself. The S-Class seems more comfortable in the rear. But here, for the length setup, this is actually also quite suitable to me. Talked about the S-Class, check out our S-Class review and also the 7 Series review.